What's going on, guys, and welcome back to LOI TV. Now today we're going to be talking about the title race and how it has the potential to be the craziest one we've had in years. But before we jump into the video, guys, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, OneFootball. OneFootball is the ultimate platform for everything football. It provides the latest news, transfers, updates and everything you want to know from over 160 leagues worldwide. With the transfer window opening this summer across a wide range of leagues, if you want to keep up to date with everything that's happening, make sure to get that OneFootball app. The link is in the description below. It's available on iOS and Android. We're going to start off with the most unlikely of title contenders this season. No one would really have expected it. Bohemians. They're sitting in third place at the moment on 30 points and they've impressed me so much this season, especially defensively. They've been so solid. Players like James Talbot brought in, Rob Cornwall there from last season really shone this year. James Finnerty come in and have done really well this season and they've kept a lot of clean sheets. It would be unfair to mention this Bows team without mentioning the management. Trevor Crawley and Keith Long have done an excellent job this season. They've really made the defence a lot more solid. They've got a few more goals. Goals probably been Bows' biggest problem this season, but they've been really impressive. And a lot of that is down to the recruitment that they had. They lost a lot of big players and I was personally worried about them, the likes of Dan Kelly, JJ Lunny, Dan Casey, kind of a spine of the team missing, Shane Supple obviously retiring as well. But they've done so well to replace these players. Danny Mandrew coming in, nominated for Player of the Month. He's had a superb season so far. Really creative force in that midfield. Connor Livingston, probably more underrated, but he's doing that job really well in the holding midfield role alongside Keith Buckley. I really like this Bows team. They've actually a good bit of strength and depth. Keith Long has made 10 changes to the team in games this season and they've still managed to get positive results. But I do think they lack a bit of experience in actually going for a title. I feel like they might fall short in the end. I think if you had to ask Bows fans realistically at the start of the season, would they have taken a top half finish, let alone a top 3 finish, they probably would have taken it. I do think Bows will continue on good form for the rest of the season. They have a little bit of a lack in consistency sometimes, summed up by their most recent 1-0 defeat at home to Cork City. But listen, I think they're going to go on a really positive year. It's only their first year getting together. I think Bows fans realistically, they're all talking about a title charge and stuff, but I do think they would take a top 3 finish now, and I think that'd be a really good achievement for them. Moving on to second place, Dundalk, who are probably the favourites to the title this year. Probably everyone's favourites at the start of the season, and probably still everyone's favourites now, despite they have been a little bit inconsistent this season. And that's been summed up really in their last game against Derry City, a 2-2 draw at home, leading the game 2-0 and being pegged back to 2-2 just isn't good enough for a side of Dundalk's calibre. Despite this, they have a fantastic squad, especially about the squad depth they have, especially in the midfield area with the likes of Jordan Flores and Sean Murray coming in and even struggling to break into this Dundalk team. It's a really strong team. But the big X factor Dundalk have over the other sides is the best goal scorer in the league, Pat Hoban. He scored a crazy amount of goals last season, hitting nearly 30 goals in the league, and his performances and goals could well be the difference in the title race this season. And they also have the experience of winning a league and winning leagues and winning things, so they have those players like Chris Shields in midfield that will guide them through the tough parts of the season, and I think that will be crucial. And finally we move on to Shamrock Rovers, who are top of the league with 34 points from 16 games. They've had a really impressive start to the season, although they've had a bit of a hiccup in the last few weeks, losing 3 of the last 4 games. They did have a really impressive transfer window, bringing in really high quality players such as Jack Byrne, who has broken into the Ireland national team this year, and Aaron McAnuff, who's been of interest to championship sides in England, League One sides in England, so it was a really big signing for Shamrock Rovers to keep him in the country. 2 players of really high quality, and these 2 midfielders adds to what is already a stacked area containing Ronan Finn, Dylan Watts, Greg Bolger. Shamrock Rovers' midfield is really good and goes toe to toe with Dundalk's. With all the talent they have in midfield, they're probably lacking a little bit up front. The player they brought in is Orhan Vojic, and he hasn't really been able to break into the starting 11 on a week by week basis, being kept out by Aaron Green, who has had a good season, but I'm not too sure he has the ability to fire Rovers to the title. This could be an area that Rovers look to address in the upcoming window, and I think it's one that they really need to. They missed out on top target Joe Gormley in the winter months, so they really need to try and bring in a striker that will score them 20 goals in a season, that kind of calibre of a player. Now, what do I think is going to happen? Personally, I see a lot of twists and turns before the end of the season. I think for Bows, breaking into that top 3 would be an incredible achievement, and getting European football will be such a big thing for next season. I think they're definitely capable of this, but I do see them not being involved in the title race come the latter stages of the season. The next month is huge in this title race, with Bows facing Dundalk twice in 10 days starting this Friday at Dalymount Park. These games are crucial for Bows and Dundalk to stay in contention, As for Dundalk themselves, they're definitely everyone's favourites probably to go on and win it. I could definitely see Dundalk putting together a long string of wins. They just do have a lot of quality, but they won't be helped this Friday night without Pat Hoban. He's suspended for the upcoming game with Bohemians, so it's a big boost for Bows going into that game. But I do see Pat Hoban being the difference long term over the rest of the season. I see him being the difference, him being the X factor that Dundalk have. I think he has the ability to score the goals that maybe the other two teams in the title race don't have, the player like that, and I just about fancy Dundalk to win it because of him. I do think Rovers will push Dundalk all the way, but I think they'll fall just short. There'll be lots of twists and turns come the end of the season. They'll be very close, I think, but I do see them lacking that potent, clinical goal scorer that Dundalk have, and that's going to be the difference. Well guys, there you have it, my opinion on the title race this season. I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me, so I want to hear what you have to say in the comments below. Let me know, I'll reply to every single comment. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe.